Hello and welcome. My name is Bas Tadros and I'm traveling from Australia to do some very special business seminars regarding business success, life success and mindset success in Vladivostok in Russia. So one of the things that I've discovered throughout my lifetime of business experience, both working for someone in the corporate world in a very large organization, as well as working for myself, creating a very small business to start with, where I was it was a startup business with one or two people to begin with, and then building it there from a startup business to an international business that is building success on success and creating more and more training internationally at a very, very high standard. One of the things that I like to talk to people about when we talk about business is that your mindset is one of your biggest assets. Of course, your product is important, your service is important, but your mindset as a business owner or as a leader in business, whether you work for someone or whether you work for yourself, this is still relevant. Your mindset is really important. So how do you form a good mindset? Now, a lot of people will tell you that it's your belief systems, it's a lot of the things that you've learned from a very young age, it's based on your life experience, and it is all those things. But there's one really key element that I want to share with you right this moment, and that is your attitude. Your attitude governs your behavior. In business, if you have an attitude that is open and that is all about how can I create more success for me and for everybody that I deal with, it starts to become a very encompassing or a collective idea that you can start to bring in other people in collaboration. You know, years ago when I used to do my marketing analysis for a large international organization that I worked with, that's been around for over 100 years, and it's a great organization to have had as someone that that is getting the experience after uni and working for this big company and traveling around the world and seeing how they do business in different parts of the world, with different languages, different cultures, different currencies. One of the most important things that I've learned from that experience is that in order to have success, of course, you've got to have a vision, you've got to have a plan. And in doing the plan, the marketing plan, I was looking at things like, your strength, your weaknesses, your threats, your opportunities. And the threats are generally things to do with the government changing policy or changing rules, or different countries changing the trade industry and the trade agreements between different countries. That can impact. That's one of the threats that you can't control in business. But it's important for you to know what's happening and what governs your trade or your business industry. And so one of the things that you look at when you're looking at the threats is also competition. Who else is doing what you're doing? And how are they placed in the marketplace? Do they have 25% of that industry? Do they have more? Do they have less than you? Where are you placed compared to them? If you're a newcomer or a startup, you've probably got not much of that business industry, and other companies have a bigger chunk of that, of the pie. And so one of the old school thoughts is that your competition is a threat. Well, I'd like to share a concept with you. What if your competition is not a threat? What if your competition is what keeps you honest, in the sense that you need to provide a certain service and you need to provide a certain quality and you need to keep improving? And so what if your competition is setting, if they're bigger than you, then they might be. So if you're a smaller company and you're competing with a bigger company that has a bigger piece of that industry, then they could be the benchmark. They're setting the benchmark and you're trying to reach them. So instead of them being a threat under that category in your marketing analysis and your marketing plan, can you collaborate with them? Is there an opportunity to do business together? Well, so let's take, for example, the industry of coaching, business coaching, training, and things like that. I don't look at the people that do similar work to me as a threat and that's it, because there's a lot of people in the world, there's lots of companies, there's lots of individuals that want to get business coaching, that want to get training, and just because they might do training or business coaching with another competitor, a different company than mine, doesn't mean that they're not going to come one day and work with me too. So why not connect with them and collaborate with them and ask, how can we expand together? How can we grow together? How can we share ideas? How can we assist each other to assist more people, to help more people, to train more people, to help more businesses grow? That may not be the case in every industry. You take, for example, if we look at Canon versus Kodak. Kodak's no longer around. Kodak was one of the biggest film producers for cameras, for photography. They were also, most people had a Kodak camera. If you still remember some of the disposable small cameras or cameras that had film. But because they didn't keep up with the industry and the things that were changing around them, Kodak's no longer around. Digital cameras came out, they took over, and perhaps Kodak was left behind because they didn't keep up with technology. And so it depends on your industry. What I'm going to be talking about in my business seminars and the business success talks that I'll be doing in Russia is how do you do that without driving yourself insane? How do you do that without losing the plot or going absolutely crazy in your industry? There needs to be a balance. And you need to understand that if you've got the right idea and if you've got the right attitude and the right plan and the right people, you're on your way to success. But you also need to be able to manage a few things. We said mindset, but what about your emotions? What about emotional mastery? What about understanding your clients? What about working with your clients to provide them the products that they need, not the products that you have on offer? So can you design your products differently? Can you provide your services differently to be able to cater to what your clients' needs are, rather than just providing a generic product and saying, well, people are buying it, so it should be fine. There's always got to be a balance between optimization and product development and your brand development, all at the same time. So we go into these things in depth. We spend a day or 2 days together, and in some of the workshops that I'm running, I actually specifically talk to business owners on what are the specific challenges that are holding them back in business, or what are the things that they can break through and improve to grow their business and perhaps go from making millions of dollars to making tens of millions of dollars. And it's really important to understand that if you're a business owner, your business success and your business growth is directly connected to your own personal success and growth. If you have a limit in terms of how much you think you can grow, or how much you think you can earn, or how much you think you can make in 1 year, well, that limit governs and limits your business in its growth and its success, its potential and its future. So the more you grow as a person, the more chances your business has to grow and to expand. The more you spread your wings and you're able to have new horizons, new visions, new sights, new plans, the more your business can do the same. And like I said earlier, of course, you've got to have the plans, you've got to have the right people working with you, but you've also got to internally grow in order for you to see that external growth in your environment, in your business, and in everything you do. I would love to, as I often do with my talks, open some of the sections of the training for people to contribute what is specifically happening for them and answer that, because most of the group then benefits with some of the answers and questions that are being provided to others in the group. Quite often this is what's happening in life. The things that are impacting you are impacting others as well. And a lot of people don't know that because they don't ask the question, or they don't share that information. A lot of people reserve or hold back from sharing what's happening in their life because they don't want to look like things are not working for them specifically. But what if these things that are not working for you could be the things that you need to improve in order for you to see the big growth? And so we address those things, and it's not about creating problems that don't exist. It's about identifying what are the potential tripping hazards and removing the tripping hazards out of the way so that you're able to sprint or move forward on your target without tripping over potentially. And that's what life is all about. You know, as a man, as a father, as a son, as a husband, one of the things that I'm often identifying, which is very similar to what I do in business, is how can I spend more time balancing and strategizing and thinking big picture? And then how can I allow that to start to pan out, to start to happen in my day-to-day life, moment by moment or day by day? And so, for example, if I know that my wife will want me to spend more time with her and I have a business trip coming up, why not try and organize it that she comes with me to that business trip so that we are spending time together, and so that even though I'm away for a few weeks or month or whatever it may be, I don't miss out on the quality family time at home. For me personally, that is very important. That may not be the same thing for every business owner. Some business owners might need the business trip to get away from family, and that's completely fine and understandable. But the idea is, then what do you love doing? What are the things that you can take with you that you love doing? If your business trip is taking you away and giving you a break from family, that's fine. That's your priorities and your values. You love golf, perhaps planning to make sure that in your downtime on your business trip that you're allowing and allocating time for golf. You love fishing, so on and so on. And it's just about your own values and meeting those values so that you've got your business time and your business energy met. But what about your specific needs? Are you allocating time for your health? Are you allocating time for your mindset? Do you meditate? Is meditation something that you enjoy doing, or is it something you don't know anything about? You know, meditation is so important that the ancients, ancient people like the yogis, created yoga and yogic practice in order to be able to prepare for meditation. That's how well respected and identified meditation is. You know, some people say that if prayer is talking to God, meditation is listening and hearing it. So I will tell you, away from a spiritual or a religious context, Einstein, who's a genius, who's lived in this lifetime, in our lifetime, and has created some amazing success and found solutions to problems that most people didn't even think about. And in business, that's what we've got to be doing, is finding solutions to problems. The more rapidly you can find a solution to a problem and provide it, the more business success you'll have. So for example, Canon identified that the camera age and the film age is dying out and the digital age is coming out. And so they were able to address a solution to a problem that people didn't even know existed. And so that's why Canon's around and Kodak's not. So think about, how do you create solutions in your life? How do you become your own Einstein? Well, the reason I bring up Einstein is because Einstein used to meditate a lot. He would meditate throughout the day on whatever it is, mathematical or scientific situation that he needs to create a solution to, and he'd come up with the breakthrough straight after his meditation and put that out there. That's what's won him Nobel Prizes. That's what's got him recognized as a genius in our lifetime. So meditation doesn't have to be a religious or a spiritual practice, but it can actually be something for you to take time out to manage your emotions, to manage your psyche, to manage your psychology, to manage your mindset, and allow you to be a creative thinker, an open thinker, more relaxed when you go into negotiations or to meetings, more open to create solutions. In negotiation and in meetings, I found that the person that has the most versatility, who's open to be able to see things from different angles, from different parts of their mind, from different parts of their experience and their life, they're the ones that are able to take the negotiation and make something from it that benefits themselves and others involved. The people that are very narrow-minded or that are not specifically open to both sides, they're the ones that generally lose in a negotiation tactic. They basically focus specifically on something, but they may be missing the whole big picture of what that means to them and to their business long term. So if you want to become a successful business person, you've got to identify where's your strengths and weaknesses and then address that, as well as figure out what's going to take you to the next place. I like to tell people, whether they're working with me on their personal lifestyle or their business, that life is a journey and life is full of ups and downs. And if you can understand that and follow that life is full of ups and downs, kind of like the heartbeat. The rhythm of your heartbeat is up and down. You don't want it to go like this because that means you flatline. Your heartbeat's up and down. Life rhythm is up and down. And it's about managing those cycles. And managing that in business is about understanding trends. For example, I like to invest a lot in properties. And I've invested in properties for over the last probably 15 or so years. And it depends on where I'm investing, whether it's in Australia or overseas. I look at the trend, and you follow the trend or you follow the cycle. It would be crazy and it would be completely reminiscent if somebody was investing in a cycle and thought that there's only ups without the downs. So if we understand that, and that makes complete sense, then how come there are people in life that are operating off the mindset that there can only be happiness without the sad? Or, they fantasize about a future that doesn't exist. They want the positive without the negative. Life doesn't work like that. Life is not black or white. Life is many, many, many shades of grey, because life is constantly moving and evolving around us. Life doesn't stand still. And if you stand still, sometimes you fall behind. So life is continuously moving, and it's about us moving with it and in flow, like kind of following the grain of the timber. When you're sanding timber, you don't go against the grain, you go with the grain. So that way it's smooth. If you go against the grain, it brings up splinters and it starts to break and scratch the timber. So in life, following the patterns, understanding the ups and the downs, in fact, even anticipating them. The more you can anticipate, the more you can see it before it happens, the more you can take your business to the next level, your life to the next level, your success to the next level. The best leaders are the leaders that see further and have a vision ahead more than what anybody else has. Steve Jobs, when he created the iPhone, and most people now have intelligent phones, smartphones, iPhones, he was thinking ahead. He was thinking about, one of his first announcements was everybody's going to have access to a computer in their pocket. Basically, that's what the iPhone is. It's a computer in your pocket, because you're able to access the internet, you're able to send emails, you're able to pay bills, do banking, and so on, even shopping, through your iPhone. It's a smartphone, and he had this vision and he had this idea as a leader, as a visionary leader, before most companies did. And he didn't think of all the 1,000 reasons why it won't work. He just thought of the one reason why it will. And so for you to grow in your business, you need to think about the one reason why it will succeed, why your business will succeed, why you will succeed. And I encourage you to take action, because real leaders know when it's time to take action. Real leaders know when it's time to take a forward step and make something happen in their life. If you're and tired of doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result, then this is for you. This seminar, these business talks about success, they're all for you. So make the most of it. I'm traveling all the way from the other side of the world to be there for this talk and this seminar. It is a rare opportunity. So take action, invest in you, believe in the one reason why this is for your success and for your business success, and it will help you succeed. I'm Bas Tadros, and I look forward to seeing you at my upcoming seminars, and I will personally be committed and dedicated to help you succeed. Thank you.